Tonight on Love Live at 6, government signs a landmark agreement permanently protecting 17,000 acres at Turnef Atoll. Prime Minister John Briceño speaks on Cabinet's decision to reject BTL's proposed acquisition. We'll also hear from the Prime Minister on the call for Mark Lizarraga's resignation and the union's 90-day deadline. Also in tonight's newscast, PSU President Dean Flowers warns of possible industrial action and asserts that Oscar Mira and Florencio Marin Jr. should not return to Cabinet. Union Senator Glenfield Dennison says the unions will not shield public officers involved in wrongdoing or cover-ups at the Ministry of Defense. PSU President tells Transport CEO Chester Williams to respect established union procedures. Auditor General explains the billions of dollars in write-offs in the 2017-2018 report, and some electricity bills will see an increase under the cost of power adjustment. These stories and more on tonight's Love Live at 6.
So it started off like any other summer day in Belize. I decided to go down to Builders Hardware since I heard they had 25% off on summer outdoor products. I got a couple of items, a chair, a grill, a cooler, and I got carried away, but the prices were so good. But anyways, I might have gotten comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Then I saw the news, man, the hurricane season was not playing with me. But thank God, Builders also had 25% off hurricane preparedness items as well. Flashlights, batteries, sealant, first aid kits, everything I need. And guess what? My grill survived.
Introducing GrowWatt, a global leader in distributed energy solutions, delivering innovative solar technology trusted around the world. Engineered for reliability, designed for sustainability, built to power every scenario, powering homes, empowering businesses, creating a smarter energy future for Belize. For residential hybrid systems that maximize energy independence, to homes across Belize benefiting from smarter, more efficient power management. GrowWatt off-grid solar storage solutions bring dependable electricity to locations beyond the traditional power grid, providing clean, reliable energy whenever and wherever it is needed. For businesses, GrowWatt delivers powerful commercial and industrial energy solutions that help reduce operating costs while improving energy security, including proven installations right here in Belize, helping businesses operate efficiently with dependable solar energy systems. As transportation evolves, GrowWatt EV charging solutions help power the future with clean energy. Need power on the move? GrowWatt portable solar power solutions provide flexible energy for construction sites, events, emergency applications, and temporary installations. GrowWatt delivers energy-smart solutions for a greener future. Distributed in Belize by Llano Supplies, 112 Ranchita Village, Corozal Town.
Belize is growing, and as our nation grows, so does the demand for electricity and new energy solutions. More homes, more businesses, more opportunities. BEL continues to strengthen the system that supports this growth, reinforcing infrastructure and solidifying capacity, preparing for what's ahead, ensuring reliable service for homes, for businesses, and for communities across Belize. Keeping the lights on every single day. Belize Electricity Limited, prepared for growth, prepared for Belize.
garbage in the streets, creating dump sites, throwing a trash on the highway. We not fit do that. Only we could stop this. Each of we play an important part in protecting our beautiful country. This that we believe. Respect it, cherish it, love it.
Pelican is more than just brewed in Belize. It's made of Belize. And being made of Belize means being authentic, unique, and proud. This is what that looks like. Pelican, the beer of Belize. There are many stories to be shared about what it means to be made of Belize. Join Pelican in celebrating our Belizean heritage by sharing your unique story. A few of these stories will be selected to be produced into Pelican Made of Belize videos. Those chosen will receive Pelican beer for a year and will be invited to join us during production. Let's tell the stories of what it means to be made of Belize. Please send us a WhatsApp message at 630-6519 or email us at madeofbelize@skz.bz.
Win the Encore Bundle. 2 Skydeck tickets, $500 DigiCash, a night stay at Grand Resort plus official Marshall Montano merch. Get your tickets for only $5 on the DigiWallet Marketplace games. And experience Marshall Montano the Encore way.
Good evening and welcome to Love Live at 6 with your news for tonight. I am Tamar Jones. The government of Belize has signed a major conservation agreement aimed at permanently protecting approximately 17,000 acres of nationally significant land at Turneff Atoll. The Turneff Conservation Land Trust Deed of Mutual Release, Compromise and Settlement was signed this afternoon in the Black Orchid Room at the Best Western Plus Belize Biltmore Plaza. Opening the event, Senator Christopher Coy said the agreement ensures the land remains under government ownership while being protected in perpetuity for the benefit of the Belizean people. He said it will also strengthen the protection of important marine habitats and support Belize's blue economy, including fishers, tour guides, hotels, and other families who depend on the country's flats fishery. The agreement also provides $2.2 million to the University of Belize to establish a marine research facility at Turneff Atoll. The facility is expected to support scientific research, train future Belizean marine scientists, and create partnerships with universities and research institutions overseas. Dr. Craig Hayes, who established the Turneff Flats Resort in 1981, has spent decades advocating for the protection of the area. Hayes, who also serves on the board of the Turneff Atoll Trust, spoke about the importance of securing the atoll's future.
This is not just a regular official signing ceremony, but this is legacy building, where the government has partnered with TASA and the Turneff Atoll Trust to be able to find a way how we can protect these 17,000 acres of mangrove forest in Turneff. and to be able to protect it in perpetuity. And so when we got into government, this was already signed by the previous government, but in their haste, there were certain legal issues that we needed to correct. And I want to really thank Dr. Craig Hayes for not giving up and to be able to sit down with us and to find how we can make changes and to improve on it, but never lose sight of what this is all about. It's about conservation. They made a deposit on the land. I think it's about $2.2 million. And since it has been removed from the original trust fund to another trust that is being managed and owned by Belizeans, in the discussions, and they came up with the idea of what, instead of them getting a check or a refund, to use that money to be able to help the University of Belize to set up a marine research facility in the area. So it's a win-win, and it's really, really exciting.
Representing the chair of the University of Belize, that was, of course, Prime Minister John Briceño. Prime Minister John Briceño says Cabinet's rejection of BTL's proposed acquisition of SpeedNet Communications was a collective decision and not one he made unilaterally. Speaking with the media in Belize City this afternoon, Briceño addressed suggestions that he personally stop the proposed purchase. He said the matter was discussed by Cabinet before a final position was taken.
We felt that maybe at this time, and I know people say, oh, you said at this time, but simply I believe that Cabinet in its wisdom decided that maybe we should not proceed. But I can tell you, I did not make the decision on my own.
How do you view the SpeedNet release in the wake of Cabinet's decision, seeing that others have seen it as a threat?
No, I don't think it was a threat. I think they were, if you really look at it and reading, you were congratulating the public. You want competition, so there will be competition. That's how I read it. I didn't see it as a threat. What has happened in all this discussion, and it's something that the courts have already determined, that one, that there must be competition. I think it was the opposition that challenged a contract that was given to SpeedNet, and the court ruled that there should be competition. So that's one. Secondly, what the PUC was doing in their deliberations and consultations, and they did what, again, the court has been saying that BTL is a dominant operator, and as such then they had to do that and to declare that.
BTL's board had approved the proposed acquisition of Smart, which operates under the SpeedNet brand. However, following public criticism and objections from the unions and other stakeholders, Cabinet announced last week that it did not support the transaction. With that, the proposed acquisition is no longer moving forward. While the joint unions are calling for the immediate removal of BTL chairman Mark Lizarraga, Prime Minister John Briceño is questioning what Lizarraga has done to justify his dismissal. The National Trade Union Congress of Belize says it has lost confidence in the chairman, accusing him of not being sufficiently transparent or forthcoming with BTL's workers and the public during the proposed Smart acquisition. Speaking with reporters this afternoon, however, PM Briceño questioned the basis of the union's demand.
Did they do anything wrong? They did not do work. But again, I think you all were jumping ahead of your time. The board did not decide to buy SpeedNet at that moment. The board decided to do more due diligence to see whether it was feasible to be able to buy. A decision was not made at that time with the board to buy. And so I don't know. So what is it that they did wrong?
Well, can
we have another question?
There's this general consensus that the chairman did not act in the best interest of the general public. At least that's what the unions are saying.
That is their view, and I don't agree with them.
The unions have also indicated that the roles of several other BTL directors should be reviewed. NTUCB President Ella Waite identified Moises Cal, Arturo Lizarraga, and small shareholders representative Eric Yusi among those whose actions should be examined. Prime Minister John Bersenio has also responded briefly to the 90-day deadline issued by the joint unions for changes to be made to the oversight of BTL and the Public Utilities Commission. Among the demands is the restructuring of BTL's board to follow a tripartite model, giving representation to the government, the business community, and organized labor. NTUCB President Ella Wade says similar arrangements already exist on bodies such as the Social Security Board and the University of Belize Board. She argues that broader representation at BTL would improve accountability, transparency, and public confidence. When asked this afternoon about the deadline and the proposed changes, the Prime Minister gave a brief response.
In relation to the 90-day deadline that's been given by the NTUCB in relation to enactment of legislation, I think bringing into force one legislation passed already, and also changes to like the PUC Commission and I think the BTL board, will the government comply with those or see them in the streets?
We'll take a look at it.
Do you see it being a possibility, a tripartite system, leadership system, where at the BTL board level?
I would have to take a look at it. I can't comment on what I have not decided on.
Does BTL pull back its application before the PUC?
I have no idea.
NTUCB President Ella Wade says the demands were drafted following a meeting on Monday involving the unions and social partners from the churches and the Belize network of NGOs. Public Service Union President Dean Flowers has issued a strong warning to Prime Minister John Bersenio, suggesting that industrial action could follow if the government fails to respect democratic principles and the voice of the people. Flowers' comments came as he reflected on a previous exchange with the Prime Minister over appointments to the Public Service Commission. According to Flowers, Bersenio told him that if he wanted the authority to appoint people and make such decisions, he should put his name on a ballot. The PSU president has now turned that argument back on Prime Minister, reminding him that it was the people who elected the government and that those in office remain accountable to the public. Flowers warned that if democracy does not prevail, public officers may be forced to respond collectively.
My constitution tells me that this democracy is of the people, meaning we are taken from amongst us. By the people, we get to decide how we're governed, and for the people. So none of we Indian need to put Indian on ballot, sir. What we need to do is hold you accountable. Because if you think that you will reduce this democracy to a single day when we go cast, we vote, and then we're supposed to keep quiet for the rest, you're wrong. Not. You're wrong. We are the reason you have one job. We are the reason you have one job. And we are the reason all 31 of you all have a job and a salary in the house. So check yourself when you think you could come and tell we, but we need to put ourselves on the ballot. Because once there is breath in us, once there is breath in me, I will hold you accountable. I want to be very serious when I remind the Prime Minister of this country and the people of Belize what he said when he was in opposition. Because we're at that moment. He said, we need for change. He said this to the Barrow administration. We as politicians need for change. Because the people are tired and one away, one get hurt.
Say it again.
He said that. One away, one get hurt. I did not come from an era of the dubbed father of the nation, so I do not believe in a peaceful, constructive revolution. I want to put that out there. I want to put that out there. I am saying for the elected government, the people are on the brink. And I'm saying to you all, listen.
That's true.
Listen.
Things hard.
We are. Because the talking out here, brother, serious. And I'm not one to hide. I'm not throw stone and hide my hand. I'm confront it Because at the end of the day, power gives nothing up without one serious demand. And if it means that we have to go down that path, then let it be known that we're going down that path. Right? But UNO and get to choose that be pan UNO when we decide to go down that path. And I'm being very serious here, because as a 49-year-old citizen of this country, I've had enough. I've had enough of the abuse.
Flowers stopped short of formally announcing industrial action. However, his message was clear to public officers that they should be prepared to mobilize at any time. Meanwhile, Union Senator Glenfield Dennison is calling for action on campaign finance reform, arguing that Belize's political system remains vulnerable to wealthy individuals and investors who finance election campaigns in exchange for influence. Senator Dennison said the absence of clear rules allows donors to secretly contribute large sums of money to political parties and candidates. He warned that foreign and private interests could use that financial support to influence national policies and decisions, declaring that Belize's former colonial masters are now returning in the form of investors. He says the continued delay leaves political parties free to accept undisclosed funding and increases the risk of elected officials becoming accountable to powerful financiers instead of the Belizean people.
There's a very important saying: if we messed up our independence, our colonizers will come back in the form of investors. We are 45 years old as a nation. We have messed up bad on this thing called independence. And the evidence of that is that we are now being governed by people calling themselves investors. Me not call no name. But the reason those people can run our country is because they control the campaign finance. Because when the election is over and you sit and go to Governor General House go swear in, they're not there to run the country, you know. That the people who finance their campaign to get them there. Make it be real. So when you see state actors were so blinded, what do you think they will put on horse? When you see they're so blinded about this deal and how great this deal is, all you have to ask is who will benefit from this deal, for know who the real people who run this country. The puppet masters, your words, Brother Shane. A draft of that bill has existed for how much years, President? Plenty. With the call for that from about what, 2012? For long. Chamber got one. We want it turned law because we're tired of people that represent we who can't represent we because their personal interests require that they represent the investors. This are just slavery by another name.
Campaign finance reform is intended to regulate how political parties and candidates collect and spend money during an election. It would require politicians to disclose who is financing their campaigns, establish limits on donations and campaign spending, and prevent anonymous or prohibited contributions. Belize currently has no comprehensive law regulating political donations, financial reporting, or the public disclosure of campaign spending. While the Representation of the People Act deals with matters such as bribery and other election offenses, it does not provide a complete system for tracking the money flowing into political campaigns. History will show that the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry, BCCI, had prepared a draft Representation of the People Amendment Bill in 2023. Government later announced that the Good Governance Unit was reviewing the Chamber's proposal and studying campaign finance laws used elsewhere in the Caribbean. However, no legislation has been taken through the National Assembly. A recent study by the Belize Policy Research Institute also recommended the registration and regulation of political parties, limits or bans on certain private contributions, controls on campaign spending, mandatory financial disclosures, and the creation of an independent body to oversee political financing. In related news, the Public Service Union President, Dean Flowers, has accused several cabinet ministers and senior public officers of failing to uphold the responsibilities they accepted when taking office. Flowers made the criticism during yesterday's joint press conference, noting that ministers and public officers are required to act honestly, protect public resources, and make decisions in the interest of the Belizean people. He pointed specifically to Oscar Mira and Florencio Marin Jr., who are both on leave from cabinet while the Auditor General examines procurement and payment practices at the Ministry of Defense. Flowers says that regardless of the audit's eventual outcome, the circumstances surrounding the transactions represent a serious failure of leadership. He declared that neither Mira nor Marin should be allowed to return to cabinet.
I wish the good Lord would have started send down lightning and brimstone when the Governor General house. And they swear upon the Bible. They promise us that they will insist on good and transparent governance to hold accountable those who betray the public good. Does this mean then that the Prime Minister's next public statement will be that Oscar Mira, Florencio Marin will never return to cabinet, ever, because they have betrayed the public good? No. Does this mean then that the Minister of Public Service need to be held accountable for having led a good governance unit for the last 5 years and led the Ministry of Religious Affairs? What has been accomplished in the best interest of the people under your stewardship? Now, therefore, be it resolved that this Honorable House will pass legislation to empower the Integrity Commission. We just reappoint one Integrity Commission who, after several reappointments, can't even produce one report. One singular report. And they were just reappointed. They said they would modify the membership and provide adequate funding to the commission. Well, the chairman has spewed a lot of nonsense as far as I'm concerned during her last interview. Take measures to reduce discretionary ministerial power in order to increase administrative efficiency and eliminate, where possible, political intervention. Yet, nothing has changed whereby ministers continue to dictate what happens and what doesn't happen.
Mira proceeded on leave in June after questions emerged about significant payments and contracts awarded to businesses connected to members of his family. Marin requested leave in July to allow a wider audit of the Ministry of Defense, covering the period from 2019 to 2026. To proceed without any perception of interference. Prime Minister John Bersenio assumed responsibility for the defense portfolio in the interim. The Auditor General has confirmed that the audit remains underway and is expected to be completed by the end of September. Preliminary findings reportedly point to the possible involvement of additional people. Union Senator Glenfield Dennison is warning public officers that the unions will not provide refuge to anyone found to have participated in wrongdoing or helped cover up questionable activities at the Ministry of Defense. His warning follows an exclusive Love News report this week in which Auditor General Maria Rodriguez confirmed that additional names have surfaced in the ongoing Defense Ministry audit. She declined to identify those individuals or discuss the preliminary findings while the investigation remains underway. Dennison says public officers are obligated to protect public funds and follow established procedures. He says He says anyone who knowingly participated in wrongdoing should not expect union support to shield them from accountability.
The Ministry of Defense procurement scandal cannot be swept under the rug because it is showing us the weakness in our procurement system. And so it doesn't matter if we double or triple the budgets. If the leakages don't stop, monies will not be available for people of Belize to have in their pockets. The taxes don't need to be raised if we are using the monies efficiently. Everybody are going to be there for their family, no? Everybody. As they send you a picture of the food where they eat, and you post it on WhatsApp, on Facebook, on Instagram, and you show me where the baby back ribs there, where the lobster there, where the jumbo shrimp there. Anyone I want to please, when any of the family member have jumbo shrimp and baby back ribs in a them plate, you send it to me because I really want to see it, because I've never seen a BDF eat anything. So where the money gone? No, I know the stop that just BDF, you know. Because I never only did there, you know. So the senator for the unions, the set of public servants, if you do thing out there, what you know for the do. No can shelter under on union when you get due process and you get fired or no. Public officers stand upon integrity and report their things.
Dennison also referred to the name of Cabinet Secretary Stuart Leslie reportedly appearing in connection with a company in which he is listed as a director. That company reportedly benefited from a contract awarded by the Ministry of Defense. Dennison says the reported connection must be fully examined as part of the ongoing audit.
Cabsec, RSL.
The Cabinet Secretary, my brother. Where wrong it you? My brother, you take... For those who don't know, right? The Cabinet Secretary used to be the permanent secretaries of permanent secretaries. He made the top at the top, the dandara, cause he made the brightest at the bright and the best at the best. Right. He would have never had a hand catch in the cookie jar or the spice jar. Spice. He would have never had his hand catch in the spice jar and get caught lying about it. Then you lie about it. You take God out your thoughts and never be honest with the people at the media house. They ain't got their thing for show it back when you lie and see what they do with him. They just show, juxtapose for his position and man and the leaks then come. So you can't say that you own the company, but you are the beneficiary, that this is your shareholding. You can't lie. Not lie to the media breads. They are bring up them thing back on you. So RSL, if you got any semblance of integrity, brother, resign, man. Just resign.
That's to go.
You not belongs there, brother. You not belongs there, right? That my same thing I said to Marco, no, that he need to do the honorable thing and resign. And not get no benefits, you know. Go directly home. Do not pass go. Do not collect your pension. Do not collect $200. Just go home.
The Auditor General's team hopes to complete the audit by the end of September. Its final findings will determine whether any matter should be referred to the police for criminal investigation. The Public Service Union PSU sent a message to Chief Executive Officer in the Ministry of Transport, Chester Williams, over decisions affecting public officers. Dean Flowers informed colleagues at a press conference yesterday that he was to meet with transport officials this week, but there was a clear disrespect on the part of CEO Williams for the union's established structures and proper consultation. He told Williams that the unions are organized bodies and cannot be randomly summoned to meetings without adequate notice.
I was informed this morning that my presence was needed in a very important meeting currently being held by the Department of Transport. Now I was invited to a meeting to address those workers' situation and this $19 million loan that they now have at their disposal. They get $19 million enough weed money. I was invited to a meeting a couple weeks ago. We had to postpone it because I wasn't in country. We set Thursday for that meeting. This morning, then tell me the meeting that happened and I need to report. I want to throw caution to the wind. I hope no crazy decision they get made in that meeting. And of course, my good friend, the farmer Compol, will come out shooting and flinging and throwing and tantrum. I'm saying, my brother, we operate in an order and organization here. You do not just get to pop up and summon people to a meeting, as perhaps would have been the norm and is the norm within the police department. I expect that the Public Service Union will be adequately consulted, Honorable Zabani, and respected as we move forward to ascertain the rights and the benefits already accrued and earned and deserved by the officers within that department. So whatever decision you want to take this morning, please pat on the brakes, because the last thing I want to pick one another, have another issue with you know, because of the way we want to treat public officers.
The warning follows a dispute over the recent report that the ministry is hiring 2 assistant deputy chief transport officers. Several weeks ago, Flowers accused Williams of going against the public service's established hiring policies in filling these posts. The recently published Auditor General's report for 2017-2018 has identified billions of dollars recorded as write-offs in the government's accounts without evidence that the required approval was obtained. Auditor General Maria Rodriguez explained that a write-off generally involves removing an amount from the government's books after it is considered no longer recoverable or valid. She also outlined the types of balances included in the report and what their removal meant for the public accounts.
Write-offs were simply to clear off amounts that had not been reconciled. We have a list of government agencies that owed the government at some time. You had a list of advances that public officers owed at some time. So what the record showed to us was that these were written off as if though they no longer exist. But what should have been the correct procedure was to reconcile these accounts to find out what is owed, who owes what, and if we are really owed, because it's not necessarily that they owe us, it could simply mean that a transaction was not recorded. I can give you an example. Within the report, we explained that the DFC account was written off. We did the attempt of going to the DFC, get a third-party confirmation from DFC to find out if they still owe the government for this advance. The DFC was able to provide us supporting documentation that they do not owe the government. What does this mean? It means then that the Accountant General should have made an entry to her book to reduce the receivable to zero, utilizing proper source documents instead of closing off the account.
The total reflected in the 2017-2018 report might not necessarily be accurate because of a lack of reconciliation in some areas.
Exactly, and that's what we highlight as well, because there was also a suspense account. In the report, we mentioned the suspense account. A suspense account was open to place any transaction that you were uncertain of where will I put it in the books. And so until you find out where you're going to put it in the books, then you take it out of the suspense account and you put it where it belongs. But the suspense account kept growing. They kept putting things in there. So without reconciling it, that account was also closed off. We must clarify that it does not mean that money is missing. It means that accounts were removed from the records. And in this case, they were removed without reconciling, without bringing them down to a zero balance.
Rodriguez says the authority to approve write-offs is limited. According to the Auditor General, amounts exceeding $10,000 must be submitted to the House of Representatives for approval. The report, however, states that the Audit Department was not provided with evidence showing that the House had approved the write-offs. Rodriguez also noted that in responding to the audit query, the Accountant General acknowledged that approval had not been sought.
So we do give the opportunity to the Accountant General to respond to our findings, and she did within the 2017-2018 report. We provided a space for her, a chapter for her response, and in her response, she acknowledged the fact that this was not obtained, the approval was not obtained, and she also acknowledged that they were not able to reconcile due to lack of source documents, these accounts. And so in their best decision at the time was to remove them from the accounts. But we did tell her that we did recommend that they have to proceed, herself and the financial secretary have to proceed and obtain the legal approval of these write-offs.
There was one portion on page 51 of the document that spoke about a backdating. Could you explain to me what that was about, and how is it that in a 2017-2018 report you would have an element or an activity dated in 2023?
Right. So what has happened due to the delay of submitting annual statements throughout the years, the Accountant General has identified, and we have identified through our audits, required adjustments that need to be carried out. So if we were at the year 2018 and submitting this report to you, we will submit as is. However, in 2023, and I believe even in 2021, there were some adjustments that the Accountant General felt necessary to do. And so we find out simply because we're auditing in 2026. So these adjustments were backdated to fix a problem highlighted for 2017-2018.
The report places the affected balances at close to $3 billion and highlights apparent weaknesses in the oversight and documentation surrounding the exercise. Given the value of the balances and the absence of documented legislative approval, the Auditor General's findings point to serious accountability and compliance issues. Electricity bills will increase for most Belize Electricity Limited customers this month following the introduction of a new monthly cost of power adjustment, also referred to as COPA. The Public Utilities Commission, BEL, has approved an additional charge of 1.5 cents per kilowatt hour of electricity used this month. The adjustment will appear as a separate item on customers' bills and will not attract general sales tax. In practical terms, a household using 100 kilowatt hours will pay an additional $1.50. A customer using 200 kilowatt hours will pay $3 more, while 300 kilowatt hours would result in an increase of $4.50. BEL says the actual cost of purchasing electricity over the past 6 months was 4.3 cents per kilowatt hour, higher than the amount previously approved by the PUC. However, the regulator has limited the August increase to 1.5 cents to avoid passing the full difference on to consumers at once. The adjustment is being introduced under what the PUC calls a regulatory sandbox. In simple terms, it is a trial system that allows the regulator to review BEL's actual cost of purchasing power each month before deciding whether customers should pay more, pay less, receive a rebate, or see no adjustment. BEL will be required to submit verified financial and operational information to the PUC every month. Any adjustment must receive the regulator's approval and cannot exceed 1.5 cents per kilowatt hour above or below the approved reference cost of power. Customers enrolled in BEL's social rate program will not have to pay the adjustment. BEL says the mechanism is needed to help the company cover changing power purchasing costs and maintain a reliable electricity supply. For consumers, however, it means bills may now change from month to month depending on energy costs and the PUC's assessment. The August adjustment is the first to be applied under the new framework. This is Love Live at 6. We'll be back with more news after this break.
It was rainy, muddy, playing in a whole heap of mud.
We actually started working out of an apartment with about 6 of us. It was only 9 of us.
About 15 of us, not sure where we were heading.
I came from Cancun, Mexico for an interview and I didn't go back.
First time working a big girl job.
And if you didn't know, you had to figure it out. I didn't know anything about plumbing, so I had to study YouTube.
We won the bid.
I definitely have to ask your boss to give you a raise. I plan on retiring here.
8:39 in the night, I'm still picking up the phone.
And each layer matters, guys.
I want to see or hear people say that Design Depot is a family.
Design Depot to me is like a family.
And we all combine to make this one beautiful Sunday dinner. I don't know who might be the salad, but
1, 2, 3.
Never stop.
People, not businesses, power the economy. And they deserve to be acknowledged, appreciated, and compensated for their efforts. Because when your people are successful, so is your business. Neo People, simplify your HR and payroll needs with one powerful solution.
Commercial Cleaning and Products of Belize, CCP, formerly known as Carpet Care Plus, offers a wide variety of professional restorative cleaning services and products in Belize. With over 20 years of experience in the industry, our mission has always been to provide our customers with the best products and services for quality, safe, and environmentally friendly cleaning. What separates us from the rest? The services we offer. Fabric cleaning for all types of carpets, upholstery, walls, and drapes. Vehicle detailing for both the interior and exterior. Total restorative cleaning of ceramic and porcelain tiles for floors, walls, marble, granite, limestone, travertine, clay, and more. Degreasing and polishing of the entire kitchen and all its equipment. Also custom concrete designs. We are a supplier of the most cost-efficient and economically viable products when you buy our specialized super concentrated formulas, such as cleaners, disinfectants, deodorizers, and sanitizers. Additionally, we also carry professional cleaning equipment, such as mops, buckets, vacuums, doormats, and window equipment, which are very durable and practical. You can order any of our products online at www.ccpbelize.com. CCP Belize uses only trained technicians, professional commercialized equipment, and EPA certified products. Our products are 100% biodegradable. We also have certified green products, which are used by Green Globe approved companies. Visit us at 68 North Front Street, Belize City, or contact us at telephone 223-1820. Email us info@ccpbelize.com.
From a well-established hardware store, now we online giving you more. Home or job site, no stress, no sweat. Everything you household appliances day or night. Shopping for supplies made easy and light. Click, click, boom, and the order done. Building in Belize just got more fun.
While we're long in a line, save your energy and your time. Delivery pulling up right by your gate. Castillo's Hardware, making building great.
Build smarter,
shop easier. Castillo's making life sweeter.
anytime.
Anywhere, hardware shopping without a care.
Browse online, get what you need.
Fast and easy with lightning speed.
Pick up or delivery, choose your way.
Castillo's got you covered every day. From your phone, just tap and buy. No more hassle, no more.
Do it best with Castillo's Hardware.
Belize, you feel it yet? Carnival season there. Creole Heartbeat there too. One brand new showcase band celebrating for we Creole culture with rhythm, with pride. Come wear the beautiful costumes. We talking you on the road. Join the band. Call 600-7453 or email creoleheartbeat@gmail.com. Creole Heartbeat, come feel the rhythm.
Back to school tax-free days are here again. Saturday, August 15th and 29th. The Belize Tax Service is pleased to inform all consumers that General Sales Tax (GST) will once again be waived on eligible school supplies. In addition to the existing exempt zero-rated items, the government has approved the following school supplies to be GST-free for the designated period. The approved items are taxable items, tax-free for the approved days, pens, uniform material, ready-made uniforms, binders, folders, highlighters, markers, pencil sharpeners, calculators, regular and scientific, scissors, folder pages, graph paper, typing sheets, rulers, Bristol board, correction fluid, whiteout, eligible footwear, black school shoes and black tennis shoes, tape, brown paper, book cover, crap paper, newsprint, shop paper, liquid soap, glue, geometry set, lunch kits and boxes, socks, hand sanitizer and toilet paper. Exempt zero-rated, notebooks, textbooks, workbooks, school bags, pencils, crayons, lead pencils, erasers, and pencil cases. Remember, check your receipts after purchase to ensure GST is not incorrectly applied. Report any abuse or non-compliance by calling 613-2773, 613-8375, 614-5731, or 613-2840. For further assistance or information, please visit or contact any Belize Tax Service office countrywide. Our team is ready to assist.
The BCCI's Expo Belize Marketplace is back and celebrating 30 years of Belizean innovation, enterprise, and business. Save the date and join us on Saturday, September 12th and Sunday, September 13th, 2026 at the Marion Jones Sports Complex in Belize City from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Experience Belize's premier marketplace where entrepreneurship and opportunity come together under one roof. From exclusive deals and promotions to delicious food, drinks, and live entertainment, the Expo Belize Marketplace has something for everyone. Whether you're shopping, networking, discovering what's new, or simply enjoying the Expo vibes, this is one event you don't want to miss. Celebrate 30 years of business excellence with us at the Expo Belize Marketplace 2026, where Belize does business. See you there. Sponsors include
Belize, the king of soca returns to the jewel after 10 years. Marshall Montano with his full band and dancers to give you the encore soca and culture fest experience. The Belize Tourism Board, Belize Bank, Cellular World, and Digi, our national telecom, present the 12th annual Guinness Soca and Culture Fest. Sunday, September 20th at the Belize Civic Center. And if you think last year was great, this year will be even greater. Doors open at 8 p.m. to 3 a.m. Also featuring St. Martin's Juggling and Dancing Queen, DJ BB Bad, and General Super G, Belize's Soca Queen, Ernestine, Belize's Soca Don Dada, TR Shine, Belize's top DJs, plus more.
Get your tickets now. General admission $80, VIP $215, Ultra VIP $365, and limited sky deck for $500.
So mark the date for the 12th annual Soca and Culture Fest Encore Experience featuring the King of Soca, Marshall Montano.
Sponsored by
Uncle, I bring a hot shish for you.
As usual.
What do you mean as usual?
Nothing, Crystal.
Anyways, you hear the new bill where the government they bring in?
You tell me that they bring in more no good money?
No, boy, this is for people who get paid for the broadcasting on social media and for content creators who get paid for the ads.
So you tell me I want to pay for use Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and even YouTube? Since when the government they call Zuckerberg?
No, sir. Try and understand me. This is for people who get paid for the live and promotion.
That don't make no sense. People not even they make money from the apps. Directly they can't even talk about what happening in the country or say anything about the government. They will come for you. What happened to free speech then?
Uncle, who will come for you? You could talk about the government or anything in the country as long as you know to get paid. Because if you don't get paid, you need a license.
I don't think this is fair. They want to take bread out of people's mouth. They got people who go online for promote their business, like nearly pastries, clothes, dishes, and so on. How they want to afford a license if they're not even they make enough money off of their sales there?
Mr. Man, this bill will not affect those people. Belizeans can continue promoting their own business without a license. This is more like for media host. You the media host?
No.
You want to be media host?
No.
You to play media host?
No.
Well, this law will not affect you.
And what about people with their lives just for shush on social media?
You could shush on social media?
Never mind, Crystal.
Answer my question. So you to tell me I don't need a license for shush on social media?
Crystal, we don't talk enough for today. Please leave me alone.
I need for land for go live on social media make I could shush to the world.
The government of Belize has expressed concern over escalating violence against Palestinian civilians in the occupied West Bank, including East Jerusalem. In a statement, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade said the violence has resulted in deaths on both sides and led to further attacks by Israeli settlers against neighboring Palestinian communities. The ministry says Israel, as the occupying power, has a responsibility under international humanitarian law to protect the Palestinian population, including from settler violence. Belize is calling on the Israeli government to prevent further attacks, investigate the incidents, and hold those responsible accountable. Belize is also urging Israel to avoid measures that collectively punish Palestinian civilians. The government reaffirmed its position that the Israeli occupation and settlements in Palestinian territory are unlawful and must end, in keeping with the July 2024 advisory opinion of the International Court of Justice. Belize continues to support a two-state solution involving a sovereign and viable Palestinian state existing alongside Israel in peace and security. It is also calling for the protection of civilians in both Israel and the occupied Palestinian territory and for a resolution based on international law, justice, and mutual security. The push to equip Belizeans with digital skills is moving into the classroom. The Ministry of E-Governance has handed over a robotics kit to the University of Belize with plans for similar donations to other institutions. But beyond the handover, what can students gain from this technology? Reporter Soseli Shaw has the story.
For some Belizean students, learning about robotics may have only been something they could do from a textbook or a computer screen. Now they have a chance to build it with their own hands. The Ministry of E-Governance is making that possible through a new robotics initiative at the University of Belize. Yesterday, the ministry handed over a VEX V5 Classroom Super Robotics Kit to UB's Jaguar Tech Studio, a space where students can explore technology through hands-on learning. The VEX system allows students to build, program, and control their own robots using motors, sensors, and computer technology. The kit comes with more than 1,500 components, giving students a tool to design, build, and test different robotic systems. But beyond the equipment is a bigger goal, giving young Belizeans practical exposure to technology and skills that could become increasingly important in the future. CEO of the Ministry of E-Governance, Jose Urbina, says the initiative is about giving students the opportunity to work with technology rather than simply learning about it.
In our view, and also in the view of the Prime Minister, is that the most sustainable way of training and preparing our young people for the future jobs of tomorrow is through academia. And in this case, we decided to donate the first kit to the University of Belize. To see our young Belizeans representing our country at the World Championships. Our vision is really to see Belize being represented in all levels. And for us to do that, we need to procure these kits and donate them to the different schools in Belize so that we spark that imagination and also spark that energy in allowing our young people the exposure of what is out there in the world.
And for students, the real value of the handover begins when the classwork begins. With the new equipment, they can build a robot, program it, test it, and make changes when things do not work as planned. It is that hands-on experience that UB Information Technology lecturer David Garcia says can help students take what they learn in theory and apply it in a practical setting.
This kit will be used to improve what we have. Currently, this semester, we're offering a course in robotic systems, and we're using the VEX ecosystem because what it does, it allows us to interact with the tertiary level robotics activities internationally and regionally. So the kit that they've provided us will then allow us, along with other equipment that we've procured also, to provide activities outside of our course to try to establish a robotics team. Every year, VEX ecosystem provides international competition where teams come from all over the world to compete. Technology is a very important facet of national development, and I am hoping that through initiatives like this with the ministry and other initiatives we're working with the ministry and other partners, we're able to better facilitate and provide this sort of knowledge and personal development and intellectual development for Belizeans, for our students.
The University of Belize is only the beginning. The ministry says additional robotics kits are expected to be donated to other educational institutions. The aim is to give more Belizean students an opportunity to explore robotics, programming, and problem solving, and develop practical skills as Belize continues to move into a more digital future. For some students, this may be their first opportunity to build a robot. But for Belize, the hope is that it will be the start of something much bigger. Reporting for Love News, I am Cecily Shaw.
Builders and contractors are spending the week at IDVET strengthening their skills through a hands-on engineering training focused on improving construction practices and management. The training brings together technical instruction, giving participants the opportunity to apply what they are learning directly on a construction site. One of the exercises involves building a prop house, which allows participants to put proper construction and engineering techniques into practice. At the start, the structure was unstable, but as the training progresses, participants are working to transform it into a stable house.
What we are trying to do is supporting the efforts that the Belizean government is doing to strengthen the resilience of the houses after hurricanes. This project, this training, is aimed for builders, the ones that are building our homes, the ones that have so much responsibility on our safety, for them to understand how they can improve existing constructions, especially for vulnerable population. Yes, this is a pilot. We would love for it to escalate, but right now what we are doing is starting the project, getting people excited, and doing some trainings in both technical and management aspects. So from the technical aspect, what we are teaching is how to strengthen the roof for it not to blow when there's a hurricane, how to strengthen walls, how to strengthen foundations, mainly how each component of construction should be working together in order to make a family safer. In terms of management, what we are teaching is basic notions of management. How to do a structure of costs, what costs do you need to include in a quotation, how to write a written agreement, how to interact with your clients. Because we think that in order to make resilient housing, it's not only about the technical aspect, but also about how to make a resilient business in order for builders to continue engaging in this kind of construction.
Participants are also learning about management, including how projects should be organized and carried out to ensure the work meets the necessary standards. The focus is ultimately on improving the quality and safety of construction, particularly when it comes to homes that must be able to withstand hurricanes and other severe weather. For builders like Denton Banner, the training is also an opportunity to strengthen skills that can be taken directly into the field.
I'm currently doing the Build Change program along with the government of Belize and the Inter-American Development Bank. It's a great initiative for Belize because, as you know, we're living in a hurricane-prone country, but 6 months of the year we have to be on the alert for hurricanes and natural disasters. So it is helping us to learn the specifications and the codes that we need to update in order for us to be climate resilient, and so our houses can be stronger for these natural disasters. I found out about the training online through the portal.
Okay, and why do you feel that it is important for builders to participate in these types of stuff?
It's a very great initiative because it also teaches us, besides the technical aspect, it's teaching us management of the business on a whole, how to operate and manage a successful construction business.
The initiative is a collaboration between the IDB, Belize City Council, and the ministry with the aim of building the capacity of local builders and contractors through practical engineering and management training. 2 students of Church of Christ Primary School in Corazon have received new school bags through an Adopt a Child initiative led by the Belize Police Department. Senior Superintendent Alejandro Cowo, Regional Commander for the Northern Districts, personally donated the bags during the presentation at the school. He was joined by community policing personnel, the school's principal, Mr. Chan, and the students' parents. Kowa also committed to serving as a mentor to both children. The department says officers can contribute to safer communities, not only through law enforcement, but also by serving as positive role models and supporting children in need. A former cashier at the Government Treasury Department has pleaded guilty to stealing $5,000 in public funds. 35-year-old Shamira Hope of South Street, Belize City, changed her plea from not guilty to guilty when she appeared unrepresented in the Belize City Magistrates Court on Tuesday. The theft occurred in October 2024 while Hope was employed as a cashier at the Treasury Department. According to the court facts, a routine cash check was found that $150 notes amounting to $5,000 were missing from Hope's cash pan. When confronted by a finance officer, Hope reportedly admitted taking the money for medical reasons. The matter was reported to police and she was later charged with theft. As a first-time offender, Hope was spared imprisonment and fined $1,500 plus $5 in court costs. She has until November 27 to pay. Failure to do so will result in 3 months imprisonment. Pastor Victor Wagner Hernandez has been sentenced to 10 years in prison for raping and sexually assaulting a woman who had turned to him for spiritual counseling. The sentence was handed down by Justice Antoinette Moore at the High Court of Belize. The 67-year-old was found guilty earlier this month of 2 counts of rape committed in 2015 and 16, and 1 count of sexual assault stemming from an incident in 2021. At the time of the verdict, his church colleague, Senator Reverend Louis Wade, condemned the acts but called for forgiveness.
I place no fault on the victim. We are the leaders. We are the pastors. We are the shepherds. We have a responsibility to conduct ourselves, whether in public or private, in the highest moral and ethical conduct. Walls were clearly broken down that enabled this terrible activity to occur. We are no longer at a point where we need to ask ourselves, did it really happen? The courts of Belize have made a decision that 2 counts of rape and a count of sexual assault occurred against that pastor. The laws of Belize nor the laws of God exempt anyone from violating any other human being. And so we forgive, we pray for both the victim and the perpetrator, but justice must be served. And I am thankful for the courage of the victim, who was able to not only step forward to make a complaint, but to run through the entire process with the courts. It must have been a terrible time, and our prayers are with her. But at the end of the day, justice has prevailed, and justice will prevail. And there is forgiveness. However, we have to live up to the consequences of our actions.
Complainant told investigators that Hernandez first raped her in August 2015 at a store he operated. She said he raped her again at his home in Jacintaville Village in March 2016. 5 years later, Hernandez allegedly touched her breast without her consent. The woman did not immediately report the incident, saying she was afraid, ashamed, and struggling with the trauma. She later went to Punta Gorda Police in 2024, and an investigation led to Hernandez being arrested and charged. At the time of his arrest, Hernandez was the pastor of the Toledo Faith Outreach Christian Center in Punta Gorda and president of the National Evangelical Association of Belize. He was subsequently removed from the association's executive leadership. Hernandez will now serve 10 years behind bars. This is Love Live at 6. More news after the break. Stay with us. If this is an emergency situation, please call 911 right away for immediate assistance. Do not use the Crime Stoppers program in an emergency situation. Do you have information about a crime or a fugitive in our community? You can submit a tip anonymously with your smartphone. Using this program in safeguarding our community also protects your identity, keeping you out of the court system, and could earn you a cash reward. Here is how it works. Download the free P3 Tips app from the Apple Store or Android Market. P3 is the provider of our secure anonymous tip collecting software. Open the app and create a PIN, but be sure to remember that number, then select your location. Next, select the type of crime. When submitting a tip, be as specific as possible. Remember, the more information you give the officers, the more likely it is that we will be able to identify the suspect or confirm a crime has taken place. This ultimately helps when making arrests. Information leading to an arrest can earn you a cash reward of up to $1,000. Never put yourself in danger to gather information. However, if you have a picture, video, or audio that will help officers, you can upload them from your phone. Once you click Submit Tip, P3 will ask to send you notifications. You choose what's right for you. Once your tip is submitted, you'll be given a tip ID and password. Keep that info safe as you'll need it to check the status of your tip. Using the app, simply log back in using the PIN you created when you first opened it. Check back if your tip leads to an arrest. You'll be told how much you were rewarded and how to anonymously collect your cash.
No right. Garbage in the streets, creating dump sites, throwing the trash on the highway. We not fit do that. Only we could stop this. Each of we play an important part in protecting our beautiful country. This that we believe. Respect it, cherish it, love it.
North, South, East, and West. Belize City will have the best Lobster Fest. BNS Beach and Northern Fishermen Cooperative presents Lobster Fest Beach Party. August 29th and 30th. Come be a part of this 2 days event at the BNS Beach. 3 3/4 miles George Price Highway. Food and drinks will be on sale. Then, who will be Belize's best chef as we have lobster cook-off competition, kayak race, chocolate mud wrestling, greasy pole, bouncy house, and a whole lot more. They can't stop you. Do what you want. Live entertainment by Vida Mugs and Taprit. So make it a date. Don't be late. August 29th and 30th, BNS Beach, Lobster Fest. Admission, $15 adults, $5 kids. Gates open at 10 a.m. Be there.
Manholes play a critical role in keeping our sewage and drainage systems functioning properly. They allow our maintenance teams to inspect, clean, and clear blockages. When covers are missing or compromised, the entire system and the public are placed at risk. Stealing or damaging manhole covers is a criminal offense and creates dangerous conditions on our streets and sidewalks. Motorists and drivers are reminded that it is an offense to park or drive on sidewalks. The weight of vehicles, large or small, can crack and dislodge manhole covers. In an ongoing effort to protect lives, property, and public infrastructure across Belize City, your Belize City Council continues its citywide manhole cover replacement program. Since the launch of this initiative, thousands of damaged or missing manhole covers have been replaced, improving safety, accessibility, and the overall appearance of our streets and sidewalks. Despite these strides, manhole covers continue to be stolen or damaged, creating serious risks for pedestrians and motorists, including severe injuries, traffic incidents, and damage to personal property. If you see a manhole cover that is broken, missing, or unsafe, report it immediately. Take a photo and share the location with us via WhatsApp at 673-9055 or by calling 227-2308. Remember, maintaining manhole covers requires a shared responsibility. Together, we can prevent accidents, protect public infrastructure, and keep Belize City safe for everyone. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
The Benque Viejo del Carmen Town Council is celebrating another major achievement after being named Council of the Year for the second time. The Western municipality earned the highest score. We do apologize and welcome you back to Love Live at 6. The Benque Viejo del Carmen Town Council is celebrating another major achievement after being named Council of the Year for the second time. The Western municipality earned the highest score in a national assessment of local councils. Mayor Jorge Rosales says the award reflects the work of the council, its staff, and the wider community. We join reporter Paul Diaz for that story.
The Benque Viejo del Carmen Town Council has added another achievement to its record after being recognized for a second time as Council of the Year. The council received the highest score in the Ministry of Rural Transformation, Community Development, and Local Government's assessment of municipal councils. This award highlights excellence in municipal governance, community development, and public service. The recognition celebrates the council's efforts in improving the quality of life for residents through infrastructure projects, community engagement, and the delivery of municipal services. It also reflects the commitment of Mayor Jorge Rosado and his team to strengthening local government and promoting sustainable development within the Western municipality. We spoke to Mayor Rosales, who shared his enthusiasm and how elated the council is to have received this award.
This means a lot to Benque because no other past administration we have seen the accountabilities and the development and the progress that is being done in Benque at the moment. Through our administration, we have carried out projects such as 12 market stalls to support the local entrepreneurs. We have also partnered country meets to open a branch here in Benque. This is a huge plus for the stimulation of local economy, as this helps us maintaining the same quality of products. We have supported cultural events such as the International Festival of Culture or Arts, Benque House of Culture. We have worked close together to the OAS to promote culture and heritage at Benque, promoting tourism through culture on Easter. On Easter time, there's a lot of people that come to Benque. And then we are trying to see how we implement more tourism on the celebrations of Benque Day on the 19th of October. We continue working for the people. That will be priority, and continue working for Benque Viejo in infrastructure-wise and preserving the culture. Why we got this award is because the way we maneuver our monies or the monies that come in through revenues from the people of Benque Viejo. And why we got this award is because we have handled the infrastructure with the same monies of people. And another thing that I never said was that we were awarded this because our revenue collection through property tax raised 160%, 167% above normal average. So that's a big plus to Benque Viejo del Carmen right there.
Receiving the Council of the Year title places Benque Viejo among Belize's top-performing municipalities and recognizes the council's dedication to responsible leadership and sound governance and continued investment in the community. Mayor Rosado had these last words to say on the award.
It's the way that we go forward, because you have to show the way of how things need to be done. If you operate and you are very transparent on what you collect and what you give to the people, you will move forward because people will trust you. It's what makes Benque and this administration great. That was in 2023, and then in 2 years in between, San Pedro took the first place because the access fee went down. So through our equipment rentals and the stall rentals, we have 24 businesses that are directly from the town council. Those revenues are the ones that are helping the Benque Viejo administration to keep the town going, and this is the next one that we got yesterday.
For residents, the award is not only a recognition of the work accomplished by their local leaders, but also a source of pride for a town known for its history, resilience, and cultural heritage. This is Paul Diaz with Love News.
Motorists traveling along the Belize River Valley Road are being advised of a temporary closure near the Bermudan Landing Bridge tomorrow. The Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing, MIDH, says the road will be closed to vehicular traffic from 9:30 in the morning until 11 o'clock, a period of approximately 1 hour 30 minutes. The closure will facilitate crane operations and the movement of bridge beams as part of the ongoing rehabilitation of the Bermudan Landing Bridge. Motorists and other road users are encouraged to plan their travel accordingly, exercise caution near the work area, and follow the instructions of traffic management personnel. The ministry has apologized for any inconvenience and is asking for the public's cooperation while the bridge works continue. And this has been Love Live at 6. We want to say thank you for watching. We do invite you to join us again tomorrow evening for another live, updated, televised news broadcast. Up next, we take a look at the latest in weather news.
Good evening. Mainly fair weather prevails over the country, and in the 24-hour forecast, skies will be partly cloudy tonight and then sunny with a few cloudy spells tomorrow. Showers or thunderstorms will be isolated with a medium chance of a few more over the south for tonight. Then low temperatures will reach around 83 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 74 inland, and then 68 in the mountains. High temperatures for tomorrow will reach around 89 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 95 inland, and then 82 up in the hills. Winds over the open sea will be from the east to northeast at 5 to 15 knots, with sea conditions being light chop. Then low tides occur at 8:27 tonight and at 10:52 tomorrow morning. High tides at 2:39 tomorrow morning, then at 4:51 tomorrow evening. The sun will set at 6:15 this evening and rise at 5:36 tomorrow morning, while the moon will set at 11:03 tonight and then rise at 12:40 tomorrow afternoon. And now for the extended forecast. Skies will be cloudy at times, with a few showers and thunderstorms expected mostly over the south and some central areas on Thursday night and Friday. And now we have the sargassum update. There is a high chance that more sargassum mats could drift ashore, producing moderate to major impacts over coastal destinations across the country during the next few days. And finally, for the tropical weather outlook. Tropical cyclone formation is not expected over the North Atlantic Basin during the next 48 hours. And this has been this evening's weather report from the National Meteorological Service.